We are live. I think we are live.
Share that link.
Hey man, we had a slow start, a late start to the day because the power is out in like Dinky. It just came back on. That's why we're live now. But power outage in Dinky. It might be in the news. It might be big news. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see, are we live? It says we're live. Whoa.
Let's get it.
But yeah. Power outage in Dinky, biggest news of the day. Alongside the March Madness ending.
Yeah, man. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, man. What was how do you feel about how the March Madness went? Was it 1 week long? Was it Thursday to Thursday?
We did it.
We announced a week ago today. Did we
Yup.
picked it?
Yeah, it was Thursday to Thursday. You're right. Yep. We
Damn,
did that shit
1
on
week.
Thursday. 1 week.
Hey, some people may think this was a huge production, man. There's just two guys sitting in a podcast room, just doing this shit, man. There was no huge budgets.
Nothing. None of that.
We just-
It wasn't. It was honestly. It was honestly fun, man. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. It makes me want to do more shit like this, like be engaging with the fans and just like showing love to more and more artists. Cause like I feel like that was a big point of this too. Like we put a lot of people in the bracket that I've never personally worked with yet, and it helped me learn about new artists. And same with you, since we're two different brands that came together and did it. So it's like I like that idea of it too.
And that's like the bigger picture for like people that, you know what I mean, that was kind of feeling some type of way about them not winning or them not, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't made to be a best thing. And yes, it was a popularity contest because like you said earlier, that's what music is, right? Is it not? So that's why it's just like, yeah, I thought it was real good, man. You know, everybody engaged. There's people that didn't know each other that was talking to each other. Like you said, I was put on the many artists that I didn't know about. Same with you. So it's like, hey, if that's not what we're trying to do, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get to, that's like networking at its finest. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that was participated in it and actually engaged with it, because without y'all engaging with it, it wouldn't be able to work. We wouldn't have had fun doing this if y'all weren't engaging. So shout out to all the artists that engaged, even if you engage negatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the positivity of this definitely outweighed the negativity though.
Definitely.
Like
definitely.
I had my time years ago, and I did like a top 25 list. You actually reacted to it on
Wiseman.
on the Wiseman show.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
facts.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro, that was like literally probably the first time I ever heard of you. And I swear to
Yeah.
God, we was going through that list.
I forgot. I forgot that was you.
I know I told you that shit when I first met you. You was like, "Damn, that was you." I forgot all about that. But no, yeah, like literally, even when you did that list, I was watching that episode a couple months ago. The list of people you were saying on there at that time, they weren't known. But right now, they're like big names now. So it's kind of like shit. You knew what the fuck you were doing to a sense. You know what I'm saying? So let's repeat that. So all the people that didn't that did get mentioned, that didn't have a good fan base, maybe this is your opportunity to come the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder. I need to find that list. I know it's gonna be somewhere.
It's on the episode, right? Or you actually have the physical list still?
I mean, it's got to be on Instagram somewhere.
That
You know what I
it
mean?
probably is. If
I just
not,
wanna see
just
who
go
I
to that
put on
show.
there.
It's because didn't you go on the
They
Wiseman
put it on
show?
the screen.
He named. I think I can't remember if Joe put it on the screen, but I know he went down the whole entire list. Like that was literally the
Yeah.
episode.
I know there's definitely got to be some names on there that hasn't been dropping as much or whatever.
Yeah, there probably
it's
is
not
some
even
names
like
that's forgotten.
I feel like there's a lot of people on there that still their name still holds weight,
Mhm.
but like have they been consistent or whatever? Because that's like a big part. as
That's
well.
very true. Because once you make that list, that was like what 2018, 2019, if that. I think that was like
That was-
2018.
Nah, I did one. I've done two of them, but I think that one had to have been 2019 or 2020.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
because 2020 was the COVID year. That's great, right? Yeah. So I don't even know. Time fly. Maybe it was 2018.
Yeah, it might have been like
Nah.
2018.
Because yeah,
I had a
then
fucking
I really
icon.
didn't know shit. I didn't know nothing. The only thing I knew names from was probably just like friends of friends at that point. Like I was still new in a lot. That's how a lot of people are. They just don't know as much, and like I still don't know everybody, and it's crazy because it's just like this is my daily thing of people reaching out to me, sending
Right.
me their music, and I still don't know everybody.
Well, that's the beauty of it, though, man, because that's why we get to know, you know what I mean, new people and shit. Because even when we were doing that shit, if you watch that shit, I'm like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Then you put a couple on there, I'm like, yep, I know who that is. I know who that is. But I definitely looked up who the fuck I didn't know afterwards. So that shit's definitely always good, man. Seriously.
Hey man, appreciate all y'all tuning in. But let's go over who we got because we are in the final stages here.
Yeah, it's hot. I know that's why y'all came.
You know me. All right, all right. Window. Oh, I gotta re-put this on. Dun, dun, dun. Well, what do y'all? If you guys are in the comments, if you're a good viewer, if you are a strong, consistent viewer of the Water Wave Morning Show, what have you liked out of our first 4 episodes, 5 episodes? You can comment it down below, like the video, so we know that you are enjoying these at least. Because today is gonna be not as good as a normal day. It's gonna be shorter because of the power outage and shit. Because it cut into my time of preparing for this. So I'm currently pulling up stuff that I'm gonna need on the screen. There you go. You guys can see. All right. So here is the current bracket. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna really go crazy for y'all on the production.
That's the male bracket. Shout out to the male bracket, yo.
All right, all right. Look, you already got someone on there. If they're not from Minnesota, they shouldn't be on this list. Hey, I know you're probably talking about Lizzo.
Who's that?
And there's even a lot of other people that, have only lived
Trinity,
out here.
I know that motherfucker. Trinity, shut up, man.
But there's a good mix of love and hate. But yeah, we'll talk about the elephant in the room. We'll start with the mainstream one. Oh, that's not where I meant to go. So Lizzo is in there, and we even talked about it earlier on one of our other live shows when we picked them. So people always argue if Lizzo should be in Minnesota or not when you're talking about Minnesota stuff. But every time we haven't put her in there, people have been mad that we didn't put her in. And then sometimes when we do put her in there, people get mad that we do put her in. So we just figured it'd be safe to put her in there, and people could not vote for her if they didn't think. But apparently people still wanted to vote for her all the way to the top. But she was she was born not in Minnesota, somewhere else. And she moved here when she was young and started making music in Minnesota. And she was on a Nardwuar interview and shouted out Nerdy and Mike the Martyr in a Nardwuar interview because Sophia Arias is her DJ.
Yeah,
like but if she started making music in Minnesota, if that's a fact, or close to that, or spent a lot of time out here in her early young ages, like making music, and then kind of blew up from that point and got opportunities from that point, and she shows love. Like, I don't know, she spent more time in here than some other people.
When people say that, when people pull that,
the biggest deal.
They're not from here shit when it comes to that shit. It's almost like she don't rep Texas.
Why don't you claim? Why don't you want to claim? Why are we arguing that she's not from here? Why don't we just say, yeah, she spent a lot of time here and she made music in these Minnesota studios and was bred here in her. Why don't you embrace it? Why do people gotta get mad about it? I don't get it. Unless it's like someone else they're talking about, but I think everyone else has spent at least their last 4, 5, 6 years in Minnesota in here if they're not from here. It's like at the end of the day, like, you from here, you repping, you've been making music here for fucking half a century.
Right.
I don't know,
bro. I feel like people just like to complain because like, you should embrace it, man. Even if because she's clearly started off doing her music here, right? She was doing some hipster shit, I heard.
I don't even remember. I listened to a story of it one time, and it just blanks my mind the exact, but I just know it's earlier on.
Yeah, man. So people, I don't know. I feel like people,
I'll look it up.
Be too stuck on that shit anyway. Like, why is that the main thing? Like, I even heard somebody try to say that Casey's not from Minnesota, where it's like, bro, he from St. Paul, bro. I've seen this guy in St. Paul before he got on, so that's why it's like, so what are we doing?
Yeah, some people don't even know what they're saying. That's why I just ignore it and just do our thing. But for the mainstream bracket, it went Young Gravy versus Muj Messiah. And Young Gravy took the dub on that one. Nerdy beat Corbin. These are all fan voted on our Instagram stories added up. Actually, I'm not going to go. We already went through all of them before. So, boom, boom, boom. We got down to Casey versus Lizzo. And Casey is currently winning in the votes, and it looks like he's going to win. So, looks like he's going to reign champ.
As he should, honestly.
Yeah. I think if you're going off of recent, not overall career status, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, like someone like a Lizzo or a Young Gravy are a little bit higher in their career than a Casey is off of just fans and ticket sales and however you want to look at an artist for with their status in the industry, whatever. And I would even say Prof and him are probably pretty equal at their ability to like pull a crowd or like streams on music and stuff like that. But this current like new uprising generation, Casey's definitely like the leader of it for the hip hop scene.
Facts.
For sure. Like, and to put it that way. But yeah, I'd say like it went just about how I figured it would go. I know John Rave over Atmosphere was kind of a big upset. I knew it just kind of depended on who was voting in the first round, but depending on whose stories they were on, I feel like we got a lot more Lil James fans on our pages than, John Ray fans on our pages than Atmosphere fans. But,
yeah, facts. Yo, facts.
But all the other ones kind of went how I expected. Plaza almost upset Lizzo. That'd have been fun.
Yeah, he almost definitely did. I kind of wanted him to.
Me too. Just to like
switch that shit up, so that way we gotta have the name.
Because I didn't. I mean, if Lizzo didn't make it to the championship, I wouldn't have been like, man, she's big. You know, she's the biggest name. Like, I just wanted to include her because if we didn't include her, someone would have said Lizzo would have mopped this whole thing up. Bro, you know, like there would have been that one comment, and we would have been like, oh, we could have.
It would have been a person that didn't acknowledge her being in it, but if she doesn't, like you said, but when she's in it, then it'll be a whole totally different thing. I could definitely see that.
Mm-hmm. And then, I wonder if can I zoom?
That female one is that shit's real close.
Sure.
But
all right, yeah, we got
somebody's already victorious.
Yeah, NZ Rose versus Carson Blue is the championship, and NZ seems to be winning. We're like an hour away from the final votes right now. That's why we can actually kind of see who's going to win.
Yep.
Yeah, NZ has kind of ran away with it in the last 12 hours-ish. It was close in the beginning, though.
Yeah, definitely. She definitely started off tough, but then I checked that shit. I think I went to sleep for a little bit, checked it last night. I saw like another 20-some votes.
I'm getting this is the round that I think I've been getting the most like
interaction with.
Yeah.
Like out of all of them.
Which is crazy because
that's a lot of names, and that's the biggest one.
This like at least the people that are hitting the vote button, the views were pretty steady through every round, but the people that are actually hitting that vote button, there's like. At least there's like 50% of the people that watched it hit it, and that's very high compared to recent.
That's super high.
Yeah, at least on this, the Tarzan Kumo one just has so much engagement.
I'm actually surprised that Tarzan.
The Casey Lizzo one has the least amount of engagement.
You know, Kumo surprised me. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He literally surprised me. He has a lot of support, man, because I was surprised that he got. I feel like he had the toughest road to get to the championship. If we had to like compare it, this guy had to go against Juice Lord. He had to go against
Suavo before.
Suavo. He didn't go against Tarzan, did he?
No, he did. Yeah,
he went against Tarzan. Come on, that's those three names. That's a tough list. That's like Dirk Nowitzki in the 2011 playoff. Oh no, 2012 championship where they beat the Lakers, the Spurs, OKC, and then Miami Heat with LeBron. Like that shit is like it's next level right there.
I mean, Tarzan's wasn't too much easier either. You got Maxi, Paul Blaze, Cashanova to get there too.
Yeah.
After going off of fan engagement and stuff. With Tay Supreme had to go against Bird 95, Kelvino, A. and Prince Williams to get there too.
Yeah,
that was a tough road.
See, that's a tough road. Yeah, they both had some tough roads, honestly.
Yeah, Prince Williams, Lil
like
Shine, Righteous MC, Mac Turner, and then Tay Supreme beat him there. But yeah, it's a good final matchup. And then the female one, NZ Rose, Carson Blue. But NZ had to go to Nerdy Star, Nakara Forget, Big Kia to get to where she is. That's a tough road too. Yeah, and Carson Blue had to do Cha Chocolate, Cocaine Kari, and Jamie. The female bracket was stacked, though.
The female bracket was stacked, man. I feel like the female bracket, at least on my page, on my story, that got like the most interaction. The female one, like a couple of the males stood out, but like as a whole, the female bracket was the definitely most engaging, man. Shout out to the ladies, man.
Yeah, because it was stacked. Cause since we only did 16, it was just like, damn, like it's not gonna miss one.
And it's fucked up because after we did it, it's like the algorithm is so funny. It's like new female rappers that I'd never heard of just started popping up on my timeline. I'm like, oh, fuck, why did I put, So, hey, I got your information now, so we know about you. So, look at God.
That's funny. That's funny as hell. But yeah, Minnesota March Madness, man. We did it. We'll probably do something like that again. Not exactly March Madness, but in the future.
Yeah, that should definitely.
Like, just something to engage with y'all. This morning show is all about the engagement, talking with y'all, and being live with y'all I kind of assumed our live attendance was going to be a little down today because of the late start. But what do we got in the news today, man? What do we got in the news?
Man, we see No Jumper.
Yeah, No Jumper. Let's talk about that. That's something that I don't have to Google 'cause I already know.
Man, talk about the Titanic ship sinking, man.
Man,
Oh man, so for
break it
people
down
that
for the
don't
people
know,
that don't know.
yeah, you want to lead with this? Yeah.
Sure. So, from a viewer perspective, we seen Adam22 get on his live stream and get mad at Lush for basically telling a secret in the No Jumper Discord that he thought Lush could hold a secret of, and we didn't know what it was at first. Right? I was just like, damn, like something bad happened. I figured like that was just gonna, Lush is probably gonna get kicked out because he said some weird shit, and that's it.
Right.
And then later on at night, it's something about AD. I seen a video like AD and Adam heated phone call. AD leaving No Jumper. And I'm like, what the fuck happened with AD? So I started digging in. Apparently, the shit that Adam told Lush was just like critiquing AD like kind of hard about his podcasting and maybe just talking about kicking him off the show without
the Tuesday show, right?
The No Jumper show, but he didn't know how to do it or wanted his input on it or something. But AD feels like, and he rightfully so feels like, I feel that he is a very close friend to Adam and that he should just be able to tell him that shit straight up front. And there was something about Adam was telling Lush how much money people make or something too, right?
I saw that.
Like, he said Lush and Almighty make more money than AD and T-Rail because like they just came along earlier and have different deals. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was some of that, but the biggest thing was everything you just said. AD said before that happened, before he asked him to be removed from the Tuesday show, whatever the case was, he said that he feels that the problem started when Adam had the Spencer dude on, the neo-Nazi cat. Spencer, I don't care about his last name, but his name is Spencer. Y'all can look it up, and it's real easy. He basically told him like, hey, I don't think it's really wise for you to be having these type of people on a platform when the platform is really, it started off something different, but that shit's a hip hop platform. Regardless of what people want to think about it, it's a hip hop considered platform now just because of the traction it's got and the amount of people from the culture that's involved with it. And he said once he asked him about that, basically about having a neo-Nazi guy on there, that's when Adam put in the, you know what, maybe we should get you up Tuesday show. You just do the news and the cooking show. So I don't know, man. The shit is bad, bro. It's really bad because when you look at everything that's happened with their staff within the last 3 months. Look at House Phone.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good run for them. It's honestly been like they just lost everybody they built up the past House Phone's been there forever, but besides
he's gone now too though, right?
Yeah, he's gone, but so he's been there for like 7, 8 years, I think, maybe 6. I don't know the timeline exactly, but he's been there the longest, and he's gone because of all that shit that Adam didn't. I mean, there was stuff that didn't get cut out of their podcast that was supposed to get cut out, but in my opinion, probably just shouldn't have even been happening in the first place. But
see, like, let me ask you,
not my business.
In the name, because we're content creators, we do this type of shit. Mm-hmm. When is in the name of content? When is it too much? Because I feel like you said, with the whole House Phone situation with the transgender and the allegations of him sleeping with her, yes or no. Why is that if that's gonna hurt your friend? It's almost like, damn. As content creators, what line do we draw? Like you personally, what line do you draw in that? If you're Adam in that regard,
I'm just not having that person on my show.
You're not even entertaining
There's
it, right?
There's millions of people out here I could have on my show.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, hey, we're not interested or something.
Yeah, I just don't.
At the very least, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, unless I would have to, if I was really, really, really wanted to get a story out of someone and I could be like, hey, we won't talk about that. Is it okay? And I asked you first, maybe, but
right.
I still just feel like I would just stay away from it, and I wouldn't care about, or I would just care to move on and just interview someone else.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a lot of people you can interview. I don't know. It just seems like.
It felt forced. That's why I'm like, when I watch that shit, I'm just sitting here like, bro, is this podcast? Because a lot of people that don't watch podcasting and they just watch that, they think that's what natural. That's not what podcasting is, bro. Like, that's not at all. Like, the shit is fucking crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the new content creators that are coming up are literally only programmed to do shit like that. Oh, we gotta get a story out. Well, you don't have to, because in the name of content, he just lost his whole entire roster. He lost T-Rail. He lost AD. He lost House Phone. What's the other guy that just left this morning or last night?
T-Rail and Duno.
Duno, yeah. Who else is going to... Well, at that point, I don't even...
That's already like...
That's it.
That's everybody, basically.
Because
Besides,
House Phone
like,
and Dude already
crew.
left, right? House Phone and the guy that... I forgot his name. The Hispanic dude that does the
Blasey.
Blasey, yeah, Blasey.
And Pot Lord was kind of... He wasn't necessarily, like, super deep into the team, but, like, they all left together.
So he has to put in a whole new roster.
Now if Yuri and Gina Views leave, then that's just everything.
So it's just Yuri
and Gina.
and Flacco stood there, right?
Flacco, yeah. And Flacco could leave too, but he also can't. That's crazy. This is just crazy. This is even a thing.
I feel like Flacco gonna stay, man.
No, because he wasn't attached to them directly. Like he came in a whole different time.
Yeah.
You know, he came like 3 years later than AD. So it's like same with like Yuri. I think has been there for almost as long, but I don't know. He stayed with the House Phone thing. So I don't know. They might leave too, but I don't know.
They might leave, bro. That shit is crazy. But I just really want to know what Adam is thinking because, bro, you did this yourself, man. You have nobody to blame but yourself, man. You can't be treating people like that you fuck with. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy.
Yeah. I hope everything works out for them, but
yeah, learn from it, man. Cause goddamn, not looking good.
But if I do think Adam should just like he just couldn't say I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like even when everything that they complained about from House Phone to AD to T-Rail, because he didn't got into it with a lot of his staff. He's never once apologized. It's always like some weird, like nonchalant ass response from Adam. That's what I be getting when I watch him. That's when I read him. So I mean, like, man, you can't be doing that to people, especially people that's with you. So at the end of the day, treat your friends right, man. Treat your friends right. Don't go out like Adam.
For real. I don't even know. Weird scenario. I'm sure we'll see a lot more. Up next, we got some news for y'all.
That shit's crazy.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, almost somehow showed you the wrong thing. I don't know how. What's going on here? All right. Let me change this setting real quick here for y'all. There you go. Now you can see it. All right.
Yep.
Minnesota children illegally hired to work overnight at meat processing plant. Lawsuit. Interesting, huh?
That shit is crazy.
I
know the vegans are pissed.
What's going on with this, Wayne? Do you know? What do you know?
So basically, man, you know, from what it says is, you know, the loss. So, the Minnesota Department of Labor Industries alleges investigation uncovered Tony Downs Foods Company hired children to work hazardous jobs at a meat processing facility in southern Minnesota. So I wonder if that shit was in Austin somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
the Spam Factory?
Yeah. That shit stinks. Hey, I used to live in that town. That shit stinks. So this shit is just funny to me, man, because I kind of want to know the race of the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know because
22 miles southwest of process. Wait. 8 miners who are currently working at the meat processing facility in Medellin.
Oh, Mankato.
22 miles southwest of Mankato. The children range in age of 14 to 17 years old. In addition to the current miners' employees, the DLI identified multiple child labor violations involving employees who are now over 18 years old and no longer work for the company or employed between January. Wow. So it was somewhere 22 miles south of Medellin. I don't know. I've never heard of that city.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, that seems like one of those cities where it's like
I'm from Cato.
like a sundown town in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
I'm from Mankato. I never heard of that city.
You from there? You never heard of it?
No.
Yeah, that must be like one of those hills in the hills have eyes ass towns, man, because that shit is crazy. And I remember when I went to Austin, bro, in the Spam Factory, there was rumors of you know, child laborers, you know what I mean, work being done there overnight. Because the towns are so small and like a lot of these kids, they don't be from here.
The DLI began investigating Tony Downs Food after receiving a complaint. Children were hired to work overnight shifts in hazardous conditions, including operating large machines such as meat grinders, ovens, and forklifts. The lawsuit says.
You got a fucking 13-year-old working a fucking forklift? Oh my fucking God, bro. I want to see the work videos. They probably was in there playing around and shit. All types of wild shit.
During the investigation, DLI spoke with the employees, documented working conditions, and requested records from the company, including injury reports. The DLI said children have been injured while working at the plant, including one minor who was injured at least 3 times, according to the lawsuit.
Yeah, man.
So they were even getting injured in there. They weren't even just working; they were getting injured.
Yeah, they were getting fucked up. So it's like, I want to know who's really gonna pay for this. I know this clearly Tony Downs Foods, but like, who there is gonna get in trouble for that shit? Cause like, who hired the kids? Who brought them to the spot?
As a part of the investigation, the DLI went to the plant during an overnight shift in January 2023 and said they observed what appeared to be several young-looking employees working around large machinery and working in the colder part of the facility where meat is frozen using chemicals like dioxide and ammonia. DLI investigators said the children were working under assumed names and were not native English speakers, the lawsuit reads.
I knew it. I didn't read that real last part. I knew it. See?
There's a lot of info here. This
Bro,
is
that's
actually
crazy.
interesting. This is a crazy story.
This is a crazy story because that means, where are these kids' actual parents? Are these a part of the kids that's been missing since like 2018 when Trump did that shit? When he separated the families? Because you know a lot of those kids that still didn't make it home. So that's why it's like, I don't know, bro. This shit is kind of wild.
That would if it stems to be that deep, that would be crazy.
That would be crazy. I'm gonna have to keep on paying close attention to this shit because you got kids work. Like, could you imagine you being a guy that's coming to just do your job and expect like a workplace? You get there, you're like, what the fuck are all these fucking kids doing here? Why is this little dude got a lab coat and why is he like sorting shit out? Like, man, that shit is crazy.
And then the
vegans definitely gonna be pissed about
Tony
this.
Downs Food made a statement here.
Well, yeah, let's hear this. What the fuck did they say?
Today, we were informed by the Minnesota Department of Labor that it has filed to obtain a temporary restraining order related to alleged employment of underage workers at our Medalia, Minnesota plant. At this time, we are familiarizing ourselves with the details of the Department of Labor's filing. Our intent is always to comply with the law. Based on what we learn, we will take any actions that are necessary to ensure that we do so. In keeping with our commitment to operating the highest integrity and transparency, we have cooperated fully with the Minnesota Department of Labor. So just basically, so it must be like a bigger brand that this is just like one of their plants that's being managed by someone else or something, you know. And then,
shit, somebody gonna have to pay for this. If not, this shit gonna get swept under the rug. And if it does that, that means they still doing it. That
people
shit
who are
fucking
underage
crazy.
should be in schools, not working in manufacturing facilities. We
think?
intend to take this. This is like what their statement. Sir, hiring process verification requirements, which include providing government photo-issued ID evidence what they are 18 or older. We have unwavering commitment to regulatory compliance. Comprehensive systems are. All right, so basically they're just saying like we have a system in place for it, and we take pride in this, and somehow this place is either fucked up or something.
Where's the fucking protest for this shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
That shit crazy.
Did you see a lot of that? Did you hear about like a lot of like child labor and like injustice growing up in those in Mankato and shit like that when you growing up?
No.
I've heard about those in those small towns for some reason, man. Like, it's crazy.
I didn't hear nothing. I don't know if that shit was going on, I guess, but
Guess it would
blind
be
to
like
me.
right.
Fuck.
It would be super low key.
I couldn't imagine. I'd say maybe like I've heard of like having illegal immigrants working at your restaurants for cheap and
Heard about that.
or for free, and they just like
Pay 'em
like,
under the table.
They have a house for them, they buy a house for them, and they live like basically you can come live here if you work for
For free, like
Yeah, I've heard of that type of stuff.
I've
but-
heard of that before. That's common. That's common.
But not like, just
this?
like underage kids operating large machinery for low or something. Like, I don't know.
Because it makes you ask, where are the parents at? Like, why
Why
are
these kids even
Yeah, how are they
looking for
here?
this job? Like, are they trying to? Are they what's it called? They need to make money to pay the bills at the house already.
Right.
Like, what's going on? Why are they working warehouse machinery jobs? Like, if you're really a 14-year-old trying to get a job, that shouldn't be even what you're thinking about doing.
Shouldn't
Like,
even be your peripheral. That
like-
shit sounds crazy.
I don't know. When
the
I was
economy
14,
that
I
bad?
delivered. I delivered newspapers, and then worked at like Taco John's at like 15. You know what I mean?
But not working a fucking forklift, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even think to do that.
Yeah, working a forklift. That's a next level thing. You have to get a whole different license for that type of shit. So that's why it's just more like, man, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
You a big gamer at all?
Yes, we talked literally last night in the water wave effect.
Mm-hmm.
We um, it was basically like the gaming episode. We talked about video games for like 40 minutes on it.
Really?
We just talked about like what games we were playing, favorite consoles, all that type of shit.
Y'all into Resident Evil?
I've played it, but none of us brought that up.
Oh, okay, yeah, that shit. They got
Is
a
that
new one.
that's out?
Yeah, the new one, Resident Evil 4. They just dropped a demo for it on PS5. It's coming out, I think, in a couple weeks. Man, I played that demo Tuesday night, late at night. I don't know why. Scared the shit out of myself, man. They making these goddamn games so fucking real. I thought I was in that joint. I was like, oh, like the shit, like this. I might have to start vlogging while I'm gaming because I was like just.
That would I haven't played. I played the old Resident Evils. It's still like
Yeah, they
basically
remade them.
mission bait. Like you basically just like
You got to do different things. Like
Yeah.
you're locked basically in a certain thing. You got to do certain things to get out. Yeah, it's typical. Go to this room. Go to this room. Go to this room. But they don't tell you it's about a whole bunch of big ass motherfuckers in this room. In this, yeah, it's one of those for sure.
I'd be on Call of Duty. I'd be running the ranked play. I'd be going crazy.
Warzone or multiplayer.
Multiplayer. I
Hardcore?
do like Warzone. No, I play normal or like the ranked play. Like
You
the
gotta
ranked
play
ones.
hardcore, man.
No, I like to be able to like win a gunfight. Like be able to like get shot a couple times, dig down, get back
Okay.
up, fuck someone up. Like I don't like to just get shot. And be like, oh, I'm dead.
See, that's the thing with me. I hate that shit because like when I did like maybe it's wrong because I started off playing hardcore, so I'm used to just smack they fall. But yeah, the other ones like that's kind of why I get pissed off at Warzone, bro. Like I'll have a full magazine, empty the whole magazine. All of a sudden, this guy has fucking armor. He got one little bit of life in your life. All of a sudden, he shoots you. You dead. That's why I'll be like, man, fuck that. Give me hardcore mode, man. But definitely want to get in that. So you ranked?
So there's Call of Duty has this mode that's called ranked play where
Mhm.
you play the same game modes and game types and maps, and certain guns are banned that the pros would play with in their leagues, and you can just rank up. So that's what I like to play because I used to like play competitive Call of Duty when I was younger, like for money and play tournaments online. So that's like I've always just like only played Call of Duty because I just spend my time because I'd always want to be good at Call
Right.
of Duty. So that's what I like to play is like the ranked player. Even if like Warzone's fun too because you're like competing to be the last one standing. Like,
Right.
I just like to play in games where I'm competing to like win something or like get that like next rank up. so
Yeah,
people
I know what you
like
mean,
I'm in
yeah.
that next upper echelon bracket. of,
Something more
you
than
know,
bragging rights. Like I gotta
instead
give me
of
an
just
upgrade.
winning this search and destroy game or whatever, and then no, it just doesn't. Another one's coming. Like, what did I even get from that last?
Right.
One? Nothing.
No, I feel you for sure. The
But-
games definitely have gotten better. You think games have gotten better or worse over the years?
They've gotten better for the sake of like what you can do in video games and how they look, but then like they don't have like that same nostalgic feel.
I told somebody that the other day. It's like it doesn't feel like I'm connected to that shit no
Yeah.
more. Like I remember playing video games where you had to like literally, like you said, you had to unlock shit from
Yeah.
being good
I'd
at the
say
game.
Fortnite was the last game that I was like, that shit like got me, like
Got you.
pulled me in as like this feels like MW2 Xbox 360 days. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
shit.
this shit, like this was like that game because we played that shit for like 3 years. It was maybe, but it was also like. It did that for a lot of people too, I know. And the kids of this generation, that's their GOAT game.
That's
for
their
sure.
game, yeah, for
That's
real.
the goated game for them because it was like it's been going for like 6-7 years almost. It feels like
Crazy run. It's crazy the amount of pending lawsuits. I'll say. You know what I mean, with the dance moves and all that shit.
Yeah, taking
Yeah, the
dance
copyright shit. I'm like, man, I mean, it's a game, man. That's one thing about America. When it comes to this type of thing, it's a game, bro. If you don't own that shit, somebody can take that shit and flip that shit. That's just how it goes. So I saw that shit like what was it? Block Boy JB. He was like,
He had
was
the
like,
shoot dance on there.
yeah, they put his dance on there and they like, man, he's trying to sue the dude. Where it's like, bro,
Did you create the dance or did you just create the song that people hit the dance
Exactly.
to all the time, you know?
It's one of
So
those-
but then it raised like, okay, who did create the dance if it wasn't you? Though someone had to create it, right? So someone's gonna want that money.
can you physically can you copyright a dance? Like Michael Jackson doesn't own does Michael Jackson own the moonwalk? You see what I'm saying? Like
Maybe I see. I don't know if you could copyright the dance. The only thing Yeah, I don't know. We have
Yeah.
to see if any. I'm gonna see if any people like that won.
Cause I gotta imagine if that's the case, like, cause there is people that invented dances, and it's like, do they get money from that? Like how they get money from a song or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, what is the line? Where's the line drawn?
Yeah, because it's like,
Them franchise boy made the little snap your fingers dance. Well, that's some Atlanta shit. Who knows who made that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all these articles are old as hell from when the shit was actually like a hot topic. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know if you could copyright your dance move.
Yeah, I don't think you can, bro. Because if you could, I feel like a lot more people would.
I feel like it would just be out of respect to like break bread with them because that's just like something that they came up with.
Maybe he did.
Or
Maybe
like,
that's why I wouldn't hear nothing.
Or I don't know.
That shit is crazy. You should be.
Someone in Trevor McCauley in the chat has an answer. Question: could Michael Jackson have copyrighted the moonwalk? Answer: no. The moonwalk is only a dance move, not a choreography. Being merely an individual move, it is not copyrightable.
Well, guess he answered that question.
And he also said, I might be wrong, but isn't the legal age for employment 14?
Yeah, but you only can work a certain amount of hours, though.
And probably not overnight and not forklifts,
yeah.
I guess, and meat grinders.
Yeah, facts, yo.
I'm guessing there's some rules. Maybe not, but at least overnight.
I ain't gonna...
Because the title was just overnight. It didn't say, like, anything wrong, really, about other stuff. Maybe it's...
When I guess these people that make these dance moves need to start calling them shits not dance moves and call them, like, some choreography shit. That way they can get paid for it. Because... that's what I would do. If I had to play that game, I'd be like, fuck it. This is a choreography. I choreographed this. This is what I did. I'll do a whole little video explaining it so that way I get paid for it. Because, yeah. It's a damn shame Michael Jackson never got paid off the moonwalk.
Besides doing, yeah. I mean, if he would have did it in the TikTok era, he would have been the biggest. He would have been the biggest TikToker off of creating that dance, you know?
Bro, TikTok is literally a time machine for the new generation. I'm in the car with my niece, and like I don't be on TikTok like that, but I'm starting to be on it a little bit more. A E40 song came on, you know, Captain Save-A-Ho. My niece is like 12, and I know her. She doesn't really be listening to these type of songs, but she's singing it like it's like she's singing a chorus. And if you know the song, you like, to know 11-year-old, 12-year-old girl be singing this. And I'm like, where'd you hear this at? She's like, oh, TikTok. Then she showed me a video. They took the original sound, and they sped it up, and they put it on like these random videos where it's like, it's the same song, but it's not the same song to a sing.
Might be back.
Still up?
I think it should still be going. I'm just trying to see if it's working on our phones again. Because I never ended the. Oh, yeah, I think we're back. Well, we're back. All right, man. Well, Trevor said it's back. Hey, man. Well,
shout out to you, Trevor.
We had if you weren't in here at the beginning, there was a bunch of power outages, in Dinkytown today, and there's a bunch of fucking water leaking into our store from the fucking ice melting. It's crazy. There's a lot of weird shit going on this morning.
Crazy morning, bro.
Crazy morning, but we still wanted to bring y'all a show, but I think we might just kind of cut it a little short today. Is there any other topics that March Madness.
March Madness bracket.
Is about to be done right now.
Should we just announce those, or you want to wait? You want to announce those online?
Well, I mean, we can announce. We already kind of talked about who was going to win, but
we kind of already did. So people know.
For anyone that's still in here, championship round, Casey. 1 second. Let me just pull it back up on the screen for y'all to watch too. But we, the March Madness shit ends right, like basically in the next like 30 minutes. But we got in the male bracket Cumo versus Tay Supreme in the championship, and Cumo, it looks to be like he's gonna win. There's 45 minutes left, but he has a pretty good lead on Tay Supreme. Casey and Lizzo in the championship for the Minnesota mainstream. And Casey seems to be pulling that one off as well in both of our votes. Enzy Rose versus Carson Blue in the championship for the female underground, and Enzy Rose seems to be pulling it off in both of our polls as of now, unless someone just logs on to like 200 accounts.
200 accounts, yeah.
It completely shifts the.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody did some shit like that on one of these. I ain't gonna say no names. They still lost though.
Wow. What
Yeah.
they had a bunch of spam accounts.
Man, you could tell, bro. It was accounts that I'm looking at. I'm like, what the fuck? This can't be an account. But then I looked at it. The account was like linked to them somehow.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's the thing too. Stop tagging y'all burnout accounts on your same page and then be trying to act like it's not you. Like, stop it. You can do that, but just don't act like it's not you. Like, I comment on the podcast page for my personal page all the time, but I don't be acting like it's like a mystery guy. Like, don't do this. This shit is fire. Yeah, this shit is fire, bro. Like, comment back to yourself.
Reply.
Yeah, like I'll post some on the podcast page and then I'll comment and tag people from my personal page so they can engage on it. But I won't like comment on there just to engage. Like, damn, this shit is hard, bro.
Respond back and be like, thanks for the love.
Yeah. Thanks for the support. Like and subscribe. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah, that shit's a sickness.
thank y'all for tuning in to this like half morning Minnesota morning show or Waterway morning show.
We'll be back Saturday,
We'll
man.
be back Saturday morning, 10 a.m. bright and early with y'all. Hopefully there won't be a power outage and a bunch of water trying to leak into our store.
Yeah, they was trying to hate on us today.
The world did not want to see us win today, but thank y'all, man. We out.
Bye, we out.